channel. My name is Griselda, and for today's video I wanted to do my foundation routine. These are products I have been hooked on for, I want to say, the last month or so I have really stuck to them. I really hope you enjoy my video, my first video, and just keep on watching. Alright, I'm just going to start off with pinning all of my hair back. I do not want it to get in my way. And now I'm just going to moisturize. I'm going to be using the Origins Make a Difference Rejuvenating Treatment. This is my everyday moisturizer. Alright, so now I'm going to be taking the Lancome Idole Ultra 24-Hour Makeup in 230 Buff Warm and mixing it with the Revlon Colorstay Whipped Cream Makeup in 370 Natural Tan. As you can see, I am mixing it on my hand only because I am trying to get that perfect tone that best matches my neck. I don't ever tan my face. That's why you can see that my face is so pale white. And I did take one pump of the Teint Idole and probably like the size of a pea of the Revlon Colorstay Whipped Cream Makeup. And then I am using the Real Techniques Expert face brush to blend everything out. I don't really have a specific technique when it comes to blending my foundation out, only because it is creamy enough to where it blends out perfectly well, especially with this brush. I really feel like I don't ever end up with harsh strokes or just anything. It really blends out really well. Now I'll be taking one pump of the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC30. This is my go-to concealer, and as you can see, I dispersed the product evenly on both of my ring fingers and just dabbed them in the areas where I want the most coverage and highlighted as possible. I do like to let that sit for a couple minutes. So while I let that sit for a couple minutes, I'm going to be doing my brows. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Brow Drama Pro palette in 260 Deep Brown, and the only shade that I use in that palette, it is the middle color, which is the deepest color. I already have really hairy brows, so I don't really do much to them. I just like to fill them in just a little bit. Alright, so now that I am about done with my brows, I'm going to move on to blending out my concealer. I am using the Real Techniques setting brush. At this point, the consistency of how the concealer is, it's half dry, half wet, just the way that I like it. I don't know, I just feel like it looks better. It doesn't crease so much when I do this. Alright, so now I will be taking the Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Press Powder in Translucent with an e.l.f. blush brush. And now I'm just going to be setting the areas where I applied my concealer. I do not want it to move throughout the day, so that is why I do this step. And now I will be taking the Milani face powder in light tan and using just any big powder slash bronzer brush. I don't really remember where I got this, but I am applying all this face powder all over my face because I do not want my foundation to move and I want to be able to blend my bronzer perfectly well. Alright, so now I am applying the NYX Matte Bronzer in Deep Tan with my Real Techniques contour brush. And as you can see, I do apply it around my forehead and right where my cheekbones tend to lay at. I've done this technique for years and years. I really feel like my goal is to try to accentuate my cheekbones along with when I put bronzer around my forehead. I'm not trying to minimize my forehead. I'm trying to go for the look of like, oh, I have been outside in the sun and I am now tan, you know? So like, I know it's weird. That is the goal that I try to go for. I don't feel like it minimizes my forehead at all. So I feel like if I like it, I'm gonna do it. So now I am contouring my nose with the MAC 286 brush, and I'm using the same bronzer, the NYX bronzer, to do this because I want it to match the contour around my face. So yeah, and now I do like to bring it all the way up to where my brows are at. just to try to connect it and not make it look so detached. But yeah, so now I am just blending everything out to get rid of any harsh lines, and I am applying the same contour bronzer color on my neck just to try to make my face match my neck. Alright, I am now going with Flower, the blush and bronzer duo in Glow Baby Glow, and I am actually mixing both colors together to try to give me the perfect blush color that I am going for. And then with the same brush, I am going in with just a bronzer now to intensify certain areas, like bringing the bronzer up to my hairline, because I do not want my hairline to show as if it is white, because it is. So I do like to bring just the bronzer all the way up to my hairline. So yeah, I am now just trying to intensify certain areas along with just blending a lot of areas out as well, because the last thing that I want are harsh lines, or just anything that looks a little blotchy. Just try to even it out as much as possible. So now I am taking the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal to highlight above my cheekbones and also down the bridge of my nose and around my eyebrow area. The brush I'm using for this step, it is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. This is the brush I like to use when it comes to me applying my highlighter, because it applies it only in certain areas that I want it to stay at. So yeah, it's an amazing brush. And now I am going to go with the eyeshadow. It is the Bamba eyeshadow palette from the Balm, and the color that I am going to be using is Flamenco. And the brush that I'm using to apply it all over my eyelid is by Sephora, and it is their blending eyeshadow brush. As you can tell, I am applying the eyeshadow all the way up to the crease just to blend it out, give it a little bit of a smoky effect. Not too dramatic, but just a little bit. And I will be taking my ring finger to apply that same color underneath on my bottom lid. Only because I feel like when I tend to use a smaller brush, it doesn't blend it out as I wish or give it the smoky effect that I want it to give it. Or if I tend to use a bigger brush, like the brush that I'm using now, it tends to almost give me like a black eye. So I use my ring finger. And now I am using the Sephora Baked Illuminator in Stardust, and I am applying it with my finger as well on the inner corner of my eyes, and I'm slowly bringing it towards the eyelid area just to blend it out a little bit, just to kind of to give it like a fading effect. And I'm doing the same thing on the bottom lid as well. Alright, so now for this step, I am using an Almay product. I can't really tell you what one. All I know is that one side is a highlighter and the other side is a brown eyeliner. I can't tell you the name of it because I have shaved it off. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can use any brown eyeliner and you would be perfectly fine. So what I'm doing here is I'm applying it as closest to my lash line, and then I am using an EcoTools eyeshadow brush just to try to blend it out as much as possible. I don't really want it to look like, oh, I put eyeliner on. Instead, I wanted to kind of give it like a little bit of a smoky effect. Alright, now for my favorite part, eyelashes. So these eyelashes that I'm using are by the brand Kiss. I did buy the 5 pair. I believe you can get them at Fred Meyer's. Yes, at Fred Meyer's. That is where I got them. These are number 3, and I do tend to cut the edges off only because they are a little long for the width of my eye. So yeah, and the eyelash glue that I'm using is a duo eyelash adhesive in clear white. Alright, now we just gotta let those bad boys dry up just a little bit, and now moving on to lips. I am using the Ulta Automatic Lip Liner in the color Flesh, and I will be pairing it with the Lorac Pro Matte Lip Color in Pink Taupe. Now to blend my eyelashes with the falsies, I will be using a mascara by Maybelline, and it is the Falsies Volume Express Waterproof in black. And I will be applying the mascara on my top lashes and as well for my bottom lashes. I will say that when I blend both my eyelashes with the falsies with my mascara, it does tend to give it more of a natural effect, where people can't always see my eyelashes, which is the goal you want to go for when you wear eyelashes. You do not want people to be able to see them. So I really do feel like it does a good job when it comes to making them look as natural as possible. So. Alright guys, so that is it for today's look. I hope you enjoyed this video. All the products that I used on this video, I will list them down below in the description box below. And yeah, I mean, I hope you have a good day, and I will see you guys next time.